Big news! I've just bought myself another Seiko, and this one is awesome. Let's get into it. Yes, and welcome to the Mad Watch Collector Show. Today I'm excited because I get to show off a new Seiko. Well, new for me. Now lately I have been pining for wanting to get into another Seiko watch. An affordable Seiko watch, which is becoming quite hard to find. These days Seiko are insistent on ramming the 5KXs in all sorts of different iterations down our throat and expecting us to be happy.
Well, I'm not.
Hearing about a new Seiko release and then finding out it's in an SKX case is almost making me feel the same way about a flipping moon swatch. Stop, Seiko! We've had enough. But listen, we gotta give them a little bit of credit, haven't we? They recently released the Jean Cran Seiko 5, and although it's a very cool watch, it's very similar-ish to my SRP K17 and my SPB 411. It's almost a bland-ish version of those two. Plus, who wants the watch of the dude that was just in charge of the dudes at the control center? No offense, Gene. Anyway, I was after a Seiko for around £300 to £500 and I wanted to try something different. Well, on a recent holiday to Plymouth, I strolled into an antique shop and something started staring at me. An absolutely fantastic looking Seiko. I was finding it very hard to leave. I even went online. You guys saw the post. Should I buy this watch? It was going for £395. The guy at the counter said it had recently been serviced and it was in good nick. But instead of doing what I usually do and just impulse buying, I left the shop without the watch. But I came back the next day and snapped it up for 340 quid. Come and see my new Seiko. To me new. Are you Seiko Speedmaster ready? Let's go. So, ladies and gentlemen, what you are looking at is the Seiko 7A28-7040. This watch came out in 1983 and is a big deal because this is the first analog quartz chronograph to come to market. And in every aspect of this watch, including the movement inside, Seiko built this to last. I mean, just look at the case. Bead blasted, polished on the pushers. The matte finish looks like it was done a year ago. When I first saw this watch, it did remind me of my SKX 013, just made me want to buy it even more. Now this specific watch is nicknamed the Seiko Speedmaster, not just because the dial looks a little bit similar to an Omega Speedmaster, but cheeky Seiko put the word Speedmaster on some of their clasps of this watch. However, it wasn't there for long, which tells you they probably had a little cease and desist letter from Omega, seeing as though they've trademarked that name since the 50s. Even though the dial is slightly reminiscent to the Speedmaster because of the matte black finish and the 3 sub-dials, the case is nothing like it, and it is beautiful. The case is 40mm in diameter, just 10mm thick, 20mm lug to lug. It really has dimensions to die for. The bezel is superb as well. We got 60 clicks. It's actually bi-directional and is nowhere near like the spongy wonginess you usually get with Seiko dive watches. This one's quite tough, but very, you know, ready for business. Have a listen. Love 60 clicks. The insert is aluminium, just like the SKX. And even though this isn't a dive watch, we still have a loom pip on the bezel, which was a great touch. I love the symmetry of this thing. Pusher at 10, 2, 4, and a crown at 8. It just looks right to the eyes, doesn't it? And yes, it is unusual to have a crown on the left side, but because you got 2 pushers on the other side, it doesn't look strange. And you might be thinking, what are all those pushers for? I'll tell you in a minute. Anyway, no screw down crown, screw down case back. This watch is water resistant to 100 meters. We have a mineral glass protecting the dial, and it is beautiful. Something else that I never thought I'd actually love, hinged links. I don't think I've ever seen them before, certainly not on a watch of mine, but the finish to this watch, well, it just feels 80s, like a DeLorean, you know what I mean? We do have one link that has a pretty good scuff mark on it. Don't really want to touch it because it's a battle wound of its past owner. Now the links are rolled, but with the hinges very easy to adjust, and with loads of micro adjustment holes on the clasp, this thing was easy to fit my wrist.
Could you just click that like button please? It really helps the channel. Thank you.
There was other reasons why I really love this watch and I thought it was a good purchase. One, it came with the original box, which is quite cool, and a bit ironic, the watch is made in Japan, the box is made in the UK. But what else is cool is the receipt from 1983. Look at that. To have a Seiko that is over 40 years old with the original receipt, that's pretty good, isn't it? Anyway, on to the movement, and the 7A28 is a remarkable beast. I mean, it's 25 joules, and not a single piece or component to this movement is plastic, which is something that can't really be said to almost any quartz movement out there today. Seiko made this movement to be serviced and repaired, so components could be taken out and replaced. And that's why these watches have worn so well. Now, feast your eyes, people. Top right pusher starts the chronograph. As you can see, we've got a 1/10 of a second sub-dial on the right-hand side. The chronograph hand is moving beautifully. Now, if we stop it with the top right, we reset it with the bottom right, and look at that. Whoa! Also, when you start with the top right, you can reset straight away without stopping. But the other cool thing is, this watch has a split time function. So instead of pushing the top right, we push the top left. And if we push it again, well, the time goes back to before it was stopped. Absolutely phenomenal. So good to see. And I'm so glad I own it. To change the hands, this does have hacking, so all the hands stop, push it back in. Job done. An absolutely phenomenal movement that still runs as sweetly as it did over 40 years ago.
Hello.
On my 6.5-inch wrist, and this is what sealed the deal as soon as I put it on my wrist, because it reminded me of the 80s, the DeLorean, Arnold Schwarzenegger's 8558. Everything good about Seiko just came flooding to me. A huge thank you to the guy that sold this to me, a very nice chap that liked his Seikos too. So there we go, the Seiko Speedmaster 7A28-7040. The 7A28 represents the movement number, the 7040 represents the model or dial model. For any Roger Moore fans out there, will know that James Bond had a Seiko chronograph very reminiscent to this. It just had a white dial. Well, that is the 7A28-7020. I'm looking out for one of them now. If you've got one to sell, pop us an email. So here it is, my wife's views on my new old Seiko Speedmaster. It's not bad. I like the face. There's quite a few knobs, but I don't particularly like the bracelet. It's all right. Well, obviously when we were on holiday, I had to get the all clear from the wife. And in fact, she has put some money towards this as an early birthday present for me. So, you know, she couldn't have hated it, you know? Thank you so much for watching till the end. If you want a bit more of the Mad Watch Collector, we've got a Patreon. See the shows early, blooper reels, behind the scenes content, and get your name credited at the end of the show like these phenomenal people. Plus, I'm going to be doing some Patreon live shows soon, just for those lot. But if I've got you for a few more minutes, why don't you check this one out? This is, wow, this is pretty, this is really good. You'll love it. Go on. A 3-watch collection to die for, I feel. Go on, click it, you'll love it. Click it!